My name's Catherine Ray, and this is my oral presentation for Assignment 1, EDC 4100. I've selected GarageBand to use and focus on in a Grade 7 music class. So with GarageBand, it allows users to access thousands of loops, thousands of instruments, different genres that you can work in different styles just to create your own personalised tracks. Users can purchase lessons from different instruments and receive instant feedback, so it's just like having a teacher sitting next to you. The ability to share music is another feature. You can also use GarageBand on different Apple products, iPads, Apple MacBooks, iPhones, and with all the new iPads, the software comes preloaded on the iPad already. Current updates to the program include additional loops and drummers. It's always offering me different instruments that I can download, new instruments that I haven't heard of before or used, including lots of non-Western music as well. The use of GarageBand in the music classroom can transform student learning from a listening-based way to making them more engaged and creative, creating their own work. GarageBand allows students to transcend their learning through experience and express creative thinking skills through understanding and the creation of new musical ideas using lots of different forms. It's transformational in many ways that haven't been seen in classrooms in decades before. Students learn how different instruments sound, use them in creating their pieces. They learn about the way that looping tracks work, the ability to play, record, mix from your own instrument at anywhere and at any time. Through this learning, GarageBand works through Bloom's taxonomy and takes the students from simple to complex thinking. So they can start off with GarageBand showing their simple understanding of the instruments and rhythms and progress to more complex understanding of the different sounds, rhythms, and creating music of their own. In Year 7, the band descriptors says that Year 7 music students will build on their oral skills through composition, sing and play independent parts against contrasting parts, recognise rhythmic, melodic and harmonic patterns and beat groupings, identify a variety of audiences, draw on music from a range of cultures, times and locations, learn that over time there's been further development of techniques used in traditional and contemporary styles of music, explore meaning and interpretation, forms, elements in music including rhythm, pitch, dynamics and expression, form and structure, timbre and texture, evaluate the expressive techniques used in music that they listen to, maintain safety in using technologies, build on their understanding from previous bands about the roles of artists and audiences as they look into more diverse music. So this technology with GarageBand can be used specifically in relation to two curriculum content descriptors. The first one being to develop musical ideas such as mood by improvising, combining and manipulating the elements of music. These elaborations include using technology to manipulate specific elements such as pitch and timbre to create intended effects in composition or performance, and experimenting with technology to sequence and combine ideas to enhance intentions in compositions and performances. Now there's a second content descriptor that can be used with GarageBand. It's analyse the composer's use of the elements of music and the stylistic features when listening to and interpreting music. So these elaborations include identifying the elements of music orally, identifying and describing the features and performance practices, accessing and researching music through real or virtual performances, and considering viewpoints and evaluating music. So this technology will be used specifically for students studying music to create their own pieces of work in a chosen style. It'll give them the opportunity to investigate and create new ideas using common instruments as well as instruments that aren't available on a daily basis to them. It also gives students the opportunity to share music with their classmates through the form of assessment, and at the end they can give a prepared oral presentation on the piece that they have created. This is also helpful in creating peer feedback. Students will focus on creating a short work that will be 12 bars long, and they'll use their instruments on GarageBand and loops to create the effect for that genre. So for example, students creating a rock piece can go straight into the live loops, select rock, it will bring up all their instruments down the side and the loops across the page, and they can complete their observation list of the rock sounds. They can discuss how do the drums sound, how loud is the bass guitar, how many guitars make a good rock sound. So they just have to select their instruments and it will create, the loops are already created for them. They can also extend the side of the page out to make some instruments louder than others. So not only is rock available to them, they have things like a Chinese traditional. So there's lots of different genres of music that are available. So they can look at something different like Chinese traditional music and discuss what instruments are used, what types of different rhythms are used. Can any of these sounds be recreated in Western music with Western instruments? So this helps the students to analyse the composer's use of the different elements and the stylistic features when they listen and interpret their music. So after the students have observed and analysed and studied their genre, they'll create their own 12 bars using the tracks that we just used in the live loops. Use the live loops, or they can create the tracks using their own instruments and the instruments that are available through GarageBand. Depending on this student level, this will enable some extension for the student. So they can select the first instrument that they want to start with. They might want to start with their drums. They can press record at the top and they can start selecting their music through that. They can play it back and then they can go back through and it will start, you can start recording other instruments over the top. So this also includes using the microphone that's in here to record voice or any sounds from the environment that they want to include, strings, bass, different guitars, different instruments from world music, their different drummers and their external sounds. So they can also record them playing on their own instruments and use that in their creations as well. Each student will then present their composition in class in a short oral presentation, and peer feedback can then be used for the evaluations part of the curriculum. Using GarageBand can transform a student's learning and a music teacher's teaching through being able to access all the different genres, all the different styles of music, and the student actually arranging it for themselves. So connecting students to GarageBand ensures creativity and critical thinking are both active during their analysing and creating of their music. Connecting students to the real world of real music offers them the chance to experience performance, creation, recording, sharing, and critiquing. This transforms their learning from just the seeing or the hearing part of the instruments and the music genres to creating, recording, and sharing their own music. Thank you.